As promised, tomorrow we're going to review because what's happening on Friday? Test, right? So test on Friday. My bad, Thursday. Thursday is your test. So the 21st, Thursday. Reviewing tomorrow. If you aren't here Thursday, or if you need to finish Friday, we'll do that. But you want to make sure you turn in yesterday's assignment, graphing systems of inequalities, okay? Everything else is in the grade book, and you got your little updated grade sheet, right? So you know what you're missing. If your grade went down, possibly due to that quiz, you can correct it today. I'll let you know. First, a warm-up. And then we have a mixed practice to do today. All right, warm up. Solving for y. We've done this almost every warm-up, last week and this week. You got to be able to solve for y. That's why we keep doing this. First step, to get y by itself, I got to move the x. What's the opposite of a positive 4x? Negative or minus 4x on both sides. Bring down, plus 5y is just 5y. Okay. Now, subtracting on both sides, does that change my inequality? No. Okay, subtraction doesn't change anything, right? Does everyone have a warm-up sheet? Do you need a new one? You want to check it. So let's bring this down. Less than or equal. This goes here. So remember, the mx goes in front of the b, so minus 4x goes first, plus 10 goes second. Second step, we got to get rid of that 5 in front of y, so we're going to divide, right? Divide by 5, divide by 5, divide by 5. Okay, cool. So I bring down y. Here's the question. Should I flip the inequality? I divided, but the 5 is positive, right? I didn't divide by a negative. You only flip it when you divide by a negative. I divided by a positive, it stays less than or equal, okay? So please remember, you only flip when you divide by a negative or if you're multiplying by a negative. Now, negative 4 divided by 5 is negative 4 over 5x. 10 divided by 5 is 2, so plus 2. There we go. Okay, now, that's cool and everything, but what about the solutions? So I'm pulling up Desmos. Now here's the question. Can I graph an inequality? I'm going to show you the answer is no. And it makes no dang sense. But anyway, so if you put y less than or equal to negative 4 over 5, x plus 2, nothing's going to happen. Does everyone hear me say this? You cannot graph inequalities. You can only graph equality, equal sign, equations, right? So here's the deal. Desmos, for some reason, won't help with inequalities. Very unhelpful. So what you're going to have to do is you're just going to have to graph it with an equal sign, okay? If you want it to be graphed, you have to use an equal sign in Desmos. But we need to imagine, like SpongeBob, use your imagination. Where is it supposed to be shaded? Okay, so let's think about this. I'm going to use, I'm going to take this. I'm going to write on it. Cool. So you're going to have to do this in your brains here. But since this is underlined, is that going to be a solid line or a dashed line? A solid line. So this is supposed to be solid. Cool. And then is it going to be shaded above or below? What is this called, by the way? If it kind of looks like an L, how do you say that? Greater or less? Less than. So is less above or below? It is below. So you're going to have to mentally shade this in because you're not going to be able to do it on your screen, okay? I took a screenshot and I'm writing on my screenshot, but you won't be able to do that on the EOC. So mentally, this is shaded below on a solid line. So now can I tell what the solution is? So let's look at this, 0, 2. Okay, well, let's do this in 0, 2 is 0, 2. It's on the line. Who thinks it's a solution? Who thinks it's not a solution? All right. Well, make sure y'all know that in the future, voting is very important. You know, you gotta vote. You gotta cast your vote in this life. All right. Well, anyways, 0, 2 is on the line and it's solid. So when it's solid, solid means equal. Okay. That's why it's underlined, right? When it's underlined, it's solid, it's equal. So it is, yes, a solution. Okay. I know y'all were just not sure what to say, but the answer is yes. Yes. It's on a solid line. On a solid line is a solution for sure. Okay. Whoops. What about 3, 4? So check it out. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that a solution? No. It's unshaded. No. Unshaded. Cool. And then last one, -2, -3, -2, -3. That's in my shaded area. Again, if you graph it on Desmos, you're going to have to mentally think, is it above or below? You know, it's shaded below. So since it's below, yes, this is a solution. Okay. It's in the shaded area. Cool. So right now, you're going to work on finishing yesterday's assignment, if you haven't, and today's mixed practice. I'm going to pass it out right now. That way you have it. Alrighty. So again, make sure if I give you a quiz, you correct that first. Missing work is fine. Yesterday's assignment is fine because that's going in soon. And then you got today's mixed practice because we are getting ready for a big test that's going to really help your grade, but it can also not help your grade. So you got to make sure you're ready for it by Thursday test. Okay, here we go.